We're talking about inclusion. So why are we talking about inclusion? But what is it? It's sort of where everyone can express themselves because we need to. And if we get everybody involved that can express themselves, we get many opinions together, right? To get the best out of a community, we all need different angles, different opinions, everything, different viewpoints, different backgrounds. We need everything to come together. Having just one type of person times 40 or 100 is not necessarily a community. Hello! What am I trying to say? We need the community to get better. I'm this guy. I'm the white, middle-aged dude, right? You know, I'm not a minority. I never saw it as a problem that, for whatever reason, people sort of didn't have a place in the community that I was part of. I've been running DDD Melbourne for 10 years. Jeez, 10 years! 10 years! You need ninjas. You need to represent the community that you want to create an event for. So back in 2015, we were doing DDD and everything was fine. We thought it was going well, but what happened was that it was just what I like to call a sausage fest. Sausage! And sausage fest is not a good thing. We were all just white males. We were only getting one type of opinion. In 2015, we only had one lady speaker. The rest were men. We didn't have any people of color. We didn't have any people representing the LGBTQ. There were just many problems with the whole thing as an event. So what did we do? We went out and actively sought out to find the people we didn't know how to attract. That makes sense? We didn't know how to make them part of the event, so we asked them to be part of the event. So this year in 2019, we had 14 different community groups involved. And the reason we could do that was that we had, over 4 years, built up, let's say, openness to invite everybody, to include everybody, to be open to ideas. So DD this year, massive success. I was very happy with it. We had lots of people included. What did we do? Hello! What did we do? What did we do? We invited community groups to be part of the entire event. We had different ways of submitting talks. So we had a private channel, we had a public channel, we had a by committee, we had invite. Whichever way you felt comfortable with submitting a talk, you could do. Because we found out public call for papers is great if you're a confident speaker. If you're not, you might not like that approach. So what happened is that you then suddenly fear the CFP. Having a private channel, hey, presto. What else do we do? We have a networking breakfast. I am a male. I am quite comfortable with IT and the environment in which I work. It turns out lots of people aren't, especially going to a conference. A lot of women in Melbourne don't like going to a conference on their own because they feel like they're being looked at or they feel insecure, which I get. So we created a networking breakfast for all, not just women, but for whoever wanted to come beforehand, meet people, talk to someone, have a buddy or two, and then walk everybody together to the event. That worked. It really worked. And for that reason, this year we had 28% female attendees, I think. Don't quote me on the numbers. We are very, very strict on a code of conduct. Make sure you have a code of conduct. Any kind of community event that you want to be inclusive must have a code of conduct. And why is that? Well, a code of conduct means that you care about the people that aren't part of a majority. The minorities often feel scared or they feel like maybe they're... The code of conduct makes sure that everybody feels comfortable. They know that they're being looked after, and that's the important part. The code of conduct is not because you expect there to be problems, because there rarely is, but it means that the people that otherwise would have questioned whether to attend or not may have more of a reason to go, well, actually, I'm comfortable with the way that the code of conduct is enforced and written and so on, and it invites people in. You must have a code of conduct. And then lately, we had a meetup in Melbourne we had some Microsoft AI people come along, and we then decided to host the event both with the Azure user group and Women Who Code. So we came together and arranged it and organized and hosted it and brought speakers in and everything. And that meant that Women Who Code could invite their community. Azure Nights, which is the Melbourne Azure group, could invite the people that are in their community. That meant that we had a much more inclusive meetup group that attended that meetup that night. And it was just a little thing, but it really worked. It made a difference. If you're watching this and you want some recommendations, be open. Don't just assume that people will come, because they probably won't. Be open to ideas of how you can make it better. Invite other groups. So the people that are not in your room. So if you only have, let's say, white people, invite some of the maybe Hispanic or the African population, or whoever is not represented, because they are part of your community. I bet you. It's just that you don't see them. And you want them to be part of, because it'll only make it better. Invite feedback, invite other groups to tell you what maybe you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you could do better. Be active, be proactive about inviting people. Those are probably the main things I would take away from this. Yeah, I hope that's useful.